Welcome back to our channel, where we share updates and untold stories about Catherine, Princess of Wales, and her royal family. Today we bring you some significant news: King Charles's shocking confession over Princess Diana's death. It's time to tell everything. King Charles has revealed a shocking and intimate detail about Princess Diana's death, which has long been veiled in conjecture and sadness. King Charles has finally spoken up about his part in Princess Diana's life and his regrets, breaking the British monarchy's quiet after years of silence. His comments, laden with guilt and contemplation, break with royal stoicism and reveal the inner struggle of a monarch who has spent his life in the public glare. The amount of sorrow and remorse in this confession make it surprising. King Charles admits that his actions, especially during his turbulent marriage to Princess Diana, contributed to her stress. He opens up about the emotional toll of their broken romance royal expectations and the media circus surrounding her every move. These observations indicate a guy who has spent years trying to comprehend how his decisions affected the lady who once grabbed the world's heart. The impact of this knowledge is beyond words. The monarchy has finally accepted personal responsibility for one of the most terrible and contentious episodes in royal history, in the king's words. This revelation changes the popular view of King Charles and raises doubts about the monarchy's role in influencing members' lives. As the world digests this historic moment, King Charles's willingness to face his past may change how the royal family views its history, presenting a new narrative of responsibility, vulnerability, and the lasting consequences of love, grief, and regret. Feeling regret over time. Charles has stated that his treatment of Princess Diana during their marriage is one of his greatest regrets. Due to royal expectations, personal conflicts, and adultery, their fairy tale relationship ended swiftly. King Charles has admitted that he underestimated Princess Diana's strain as a young lady in the limelight. He confesses to being too preoccupied with royal responsibilities to understand her loneliness and mental struggle behind closed doors. His regrets include not being more sensitive to her needs, not providing the assistance she sorely needed, and letting their relationship become a public spectacle. Princess Diana suffered from royal life, and King Charles now realizes that his failure to give her mental stability led to her troubles. He confesses to being aloof and preoccupied with work rather than their marriage. He said that he did not understand how difficult it was for her to negotiate the monarchy's rigorous norms or assist her to find her place in it. This discovery has haunted him, and he regrets not intervening sooner to resolve their increasing conflict. Beyond his own mistakes, King Charles accepts that his actions contributed to Princess Diana's growing public scrutiny. Every mistake in their marriage was exaggerated and discussed by the media and public. He confesses he did not do enough to protect her from the constant attention or repair their relationship before it broke down. He now admits that his inaction caused their difficulties to fester, causing Princess Diana years of emotional and psychological distress. Because he spent his entire life following the monarchy's somber rules, this revelation is especially moving. King Charles humanizes himself and shows the royal family's intricacies by admitting his shortcomings. His views show that even powerful people regret, and that the past, no matter how difficult, may teach us. Responsibility burden. King Charles's admission of some guilt for Princess Diana's death was one of the most moving. While he was not personally engaged in the vehicle collision that killed her, he now realizes that his actions and choices contributed to her death. He had an affair with Camilla Parker Bowles, which saddened Princess Diana and increased media attention. Princess Diana became a symbol of pain and perseverance when his adultery brought down the fairy tale royal marriage. However, King Charles said that the emotional toll of that betrayal and the press's relentless attention produced an atmosphere of turmoil and anxiety that led to the August 31st, 1997 tragedies. King Charles has recognized that failing to shield Princess Diana from the media was a terrible mistake. His power as her spouse and a senior royal may have protected her from paparazzi harassment. Instead, he admits to underestimating the media frenzy and failing to protect her privacy and safety. After their divorce, cameras constantly followed Princess Diana, intruding on her most private moments. She was escaping photographers who chased her automobile across Paris the night of her death, causing the collision. King Charles now admits that if he had done differently both personally and in protecting her, perhaps the difficulties she endured would have been less. This statement is noteworthy since it breaks the royal family's silence on Princess Diana's death. The monarchy kept quiet for years, fueling curiosity and conspiracy theories. King Charles's willingness to assume personal responsibility for his acts, or lack thereof, at one of the most terrible times in recent royal history, provides a rare view into his emotional weight. Haunting grief shadows. King Charles has said that Princess Diana's death haunts him daily. He said the loss was so traumatic that certain memories stay vivid and unpleasant. His heartbreaking experience walking behind Princess Diana's coffin with their two boys, Prince William and Prince Harry, is one of his most vivid memories. Even though millions saw that sad march, it was a very personal moment of loss that left an unforgettable impression on King Charles. He admits that witnessing his boys grieve their mother was one of the most difficult moments of his life, and that he constantly repeats that moment in his head, tormented by the thought that he could not protect them. King Charles has said that Princess Diana's death was one of his worst days. He described the immense remorse and sadness he felt after realizing he had done little to protect her or lessen her problems. He admits to asking himself unpleasant questions like, could he have supported her more while she was alive? She truly wanted calm and happiness. Could he have helped? He claims these ideas never leave him. In silent meditation, they remind him of their love and the agony that marked their last years together. Beyond mourning, King Charles's comments on Princess Diana's death address, parenthood, leadership, and public life. Her death changed his perspective, making him realize how fragile life is and how important it is to appreciate those we love. He still feels that loss decades later, a reminder of the faults he hopes he could fix and the love he never lost. Jealousy highlighted. An unexpected and extremely personal disclosure, King Charles has acknowledged feeling envious of Princess Diana's success, which strained their marriage. Princess Diana was heralded worldwide for her warmth, charm, and ability to connect with people on a personal basis, while he was the heir to the throne and bore royal expectations. Her seamless charm and humanitarian activities made her a global favorite, but King Charles, despite his commitment to duty, failed to gain popular adoration. This contrast in their public reaction made him feel insecure and frustrated, which he now realizes contributed to their marital problems. King Charles said Princess Diana's beauty frequently eclipsed him. He was cautious and conservative, while she was energetic and spontaneous, attracting attention with her warmth and relatability. As Princess Diana appeared to effortlessly captivate audiences and make profound emotional relationships, he remembers feeling overwhelmed in public and private life. He now admits that his envy caused him to feel like he wasn't meeting royal and spouse standards, which led to anger. Their marriage showed this emotional complexity in subtle but profound ways. King Charles says that his irritation over this apparent imbalance occasionally led to coldness or isolation, deepening their emotional separation. He focused on his fears rather than Princess Diana's capacity to offer pleasure and compassion to others. In retrospect, he realizes that his envy was about feeling inferior to the lady who had won the world's heart. This revelation adds to their problematic connection by revealing the extremely human feelings that caused their marriage to end. Lack of protection. King Charles' admission that he failed to safeguard Princess Diana from royal demands and journalistic scrutiny is one of the most agonizing. His power as her spouse and a senior royal may have shielded her from the upheaval. He now realizes he did not do enough to protect her from paparazzi harassment or provide her the mental assistance she needed. In retrospect, King Charles misjudged the mental and emotional toll this pressure had on Princess Diana. He admits that her lifelong tension was caused by the media's constant coverage of her and her issues. King Charles has said he regrets not doing more to safeguard Princess Diana from the media. He confesses to not realizing the gravity of the issue until it was too late and not using his position to argue for tougher limits to protect her privacy. Princess Diana felt suffocated by photographers' spectacular headlines and public interest in her personal life. King Charles admits that his inaction caused this cycle of media fascination to continue leading to her death. King Charles's fatherhood and royal family protection have been shaped by this regret. He now speaks up to protect his children and grandkids from Princess Diana's intrusive treatment. He has supported and protected his kids, especially Prince William and Prince Harry, in their public lives, while retaining privacy and normality. King Charles also promotes responsible media and respecting prominent persons' personal lives. He did this to commemorate Princess Diana and protect future generations from the same scrutiny she endured. Past due apology. King Charles further disclosed that he personally contacted Princess Diana's family to express his sincere apologies and apologize. This act of remorse was personal and heartfelt, recognizing the Spencer family's suffering. He recognized that his adultery and public attention after his divorce from Princess Diana had caused her family pain. After Princess Diana's sad death, the Spencer family was passionately protective of her memory and wary toward the royal family. King Charles realized that an apology was needed, not just for his personal responsibility, but also to begin healing the wounds that had been left unresolved. King Charles allegedly told the Spencers about his marriage troubles and how they had affected Princess Diana, her brother's parents, and extended relatives. He apologized for not supporting her and letting their marriage end publicly and painfully. Diana's brother Earl Spencer had long criticized the royal family's treatment of Princess Diana, and King Charles knew his apology would not erase the past. He stressed that his goal was to accept responsibility for the incidents rather than seek forgiveness. The emotional impact of this apology is immense. The Spencer family found solace in King Charles's comments, knowing that the monarchy recognized their suffering. It was also a major milestone in the two families' reconciliation. King Charles faced his past and expressed his sorrow frankly for his own reflection and the healing of those who had suffered with Princess Diana. A loss-stricken father. King Charles stated that following Princess Diana's death, he struggled to be a good parent to Prince William and Harry. He says grief hit him unexpectedly, leaving him emotionally disconnected from his boys when they needed him most. King Charles struggled to cope with the complicated emotions of losing his children's mother behind closed doors as the world watched the royal family grieve in public. He says he was unprepared for his boys' anguish and didn't know how to soothe them. King Charles now realizes that this emotional detachment caused him to grow apart from his younger son, Prince Harry. Harry has freely expressed feeling abandoned and unheard after Princess Diana's death, which King Charles regrets. He confesses to not knowing how to help Harry through his loss, frequently withdrawing into his own pain rather than delivering the consolation and advice his son needed. King Charles thought his oldest son was dealing better than he was because Prince William appeared to internalize his pain. Looking back, he realizes that both boys needed him in distinct ways that he couldn't always provide. This emotional gap has shaped King Charles's relationship with his sons for years, still being addressed now. Recent difficulties, notably between King Charles and Prince Harry, stem from this loss and misunderstanding. King Charles realizes that his inability to be more there for his boys at their most sensitive times has had lasting impacts and wants to restore those connections. He has learned from these errors and strives to be more emotionally accessible to his grandkids and prevent them from facing the same challenges he and his sons had. Princess Diana's tragedy media role. King Charles has openly expressed his hatred of the paparazzi and media over Princess Diana's murder. He said her continual pursuit of photos and sensationalized tales led to her mental and psychological stress. He describes how cameras followed Princess Diana everywhere, invaded her privacy, and amplified every public error from the start of their marriage. King Charles regrets not protecting her from this mistreatment. He confesses that he overestimated the media's preoccupation with Princess Diana, which contributed to the Paris attacks on August 31, 1997. Princess Diana fled from photographers who chased her vehicle through Paris the night of her murder. This pursuit ended in a deadly collision in the Pont de l'Alma tunnel, shocking the globe and weeping King Charles, her sons, and the country. He has subsequently criticized the paparazzi's recklessness and inhumanity as the media's part in that night's tragedy. He was upset that those who captured her last moments were not punished. He still remembers that night, a terrible reminder of the risks of unfettered media intrusion into prominent persons' lives. This event has shaped King Charles's publicity strategy and family protection. He promotes ethical journalism and privacy, especially for prominent figures. He has also protected his sons and grandkids from the public scrutiny Princess Diana suffered. King Charles has made it plain, via court action, public declarations, and behind-the-scenes talks, that he will not let history repeat itself when it comes to sheltering his family from the press. A complex relationship, King Charles has admitted that his connection with Princess Diana was more complex than the public thought. The world perceived them as the ideal royal couple, but their marriage was imperfect and traumatic. King Charles has stated that their disagreements from the start caused an emotional barrier they didn't understand. He characterizes Princess Diana as friendly, extroverted, and emotionally expressive, which made her popular but made her struggle with royal customs. He says he was more reticent, contemplative, and duty-bound, making it hard to address her emotional demands. He now realizes that their problems stemmed from their different personalities. According to King Charles, their early years together were full of pleasure and stress. They shared laughs, toured the globe, and brought their boys into the world, but they also had mounting grievances that neither of them addressed. He acknowledges he frequently expected Princess Diana to conform to his lifestyle rather than understanding her viewpoint. He admits to not understanding her loneliness and strain as a young lady forced into the limelight. He confesses he retreated, widening their separation instead of providing the emotional support she needed. While reflecting, King Charles admitted that he and Princess Diana made errors in their marriage. He confesses that his affair was a painful betrayal that damaged their trust, but he also acknowledges that Princess Diana often behaved impulsively in her anguish, complicating their relationship. He regrets not communicating more and working together to find common ground. He thinks their marriage may have ended differently if they had listened to each other instead of withdrawing behind their anger. Heavy with grief and guilt, King Charles has said that the days after Princess Diana's death were some of his most difficult. While much of the attention was on Prince William and Prince Harry, he acknowledges that he was also grieving the death of his wife and mother. He described his feelings as great grief, crushing remorse, and even fury at her early demise. He describes hearing about the Paris vehicle catastrophe as a crushing blow that left him completely shocked. As the news spread and the world grieved, he realized Princess Diana was gone forever. Over 2 decades later, King Charles still feels that loss. He admits that certain memories from that period haunt him, reminding him that he could not shield her from the forces that killed her. He said the days leading up to her burial were the worst he had ever faced, as he struggled to comfort his heartbroken boys and grieve himself. He calls walking behind Princess Diana's coffin during the burial procession one of his toughest tasks. It was a very personal loss, replete with hidden regrets, and the awful conviction that he had failed as her husband and guardian. King Charles admits that losing Princess Diana has never been entirely forgotten. He frequently wonders what would have happened if he had been more sympathetic, helpful, or prepared to fight for their relationship. He says these memories weigh on him, reminding him of their love and their terribly short existence. An everlasting guilt king. Charles's great regret about failing to safeguard Princess Diana from paparazzi is one of his most agonizing revelations. He admits that as her husband and a senior royal, he might have done more to protect her from the intrusive media scrutiny. He realizes he miscalculated how much frequent monitoring hurt her mental and emotional health. From the start of their marriage, photographers followed Princess Diana everywhere, recording every moment and intruding on her most intimate problems. Despite seeing how this affected her, King Charles today acknowledges he did not demand more limits or defend her privacy. He believes his inaction has tormented him since. He has described how paparazzi pursued Princess Diana more aggressively following their divorce. He admits to knowing the risks, but not intervening. Princess Diana crashed her vehicle while avoiding photographers in Paris the night of her death. King Charles has confessed that this recollection is one of the most painful of his life since he must live with the possibility that his inactivity contributed to her terrible death. King Charles has spoken out more about protecting his family from media abuse since then. He has taken efforts to protect his sons, especially Prince William and Prince Harry, from the scrutiny Princess Diana suffered. He has also promoted media accountability and ethical journalism that respects public personalities' privacy. He is very committed to remembering Princess Diana and preventing future royals from facing the same unrelenting demands she experienced. A changed future. King Charles says Princess Diana's death ruined his family's future. Despite their divorce, he considered her an important part of his and his boys' lives. He believed they could overcome their disagreements and form a strong co-parenting partnership to assist Prince William and Prince Harry through their royal obligations. He thought that with patience and empathy, they might have put their previous troubles behind them and raised their children in a supportive atmosphere. Her sad 1997 death deprived him of that option and left an irreplaceable vacuum in their family dynamic. King Charles has expressed how terrible it is to know that Princess Diana never saw her kids grow into men. He regrets that she missed their schooling, jobs, marriages, and grandchildren's births. He believes she would have been a loving grandma, showering her grandkids with the same love, warmth, and compassion that made her such a special mother. He frequently wonders how her counsel and support might have helped William and Harry manage royal life. One of his biggest regrets is this loss. He has recounted the sorrow of knowing Princess Diana was not there to see his and his boys' memories or provide some comfort and guidance. He fears her absence has irreparably damaged their family. He still mourns the loss of the future he had envisioned for his family even after years have gone. Appreciating her light. Despite his sadness and regrets, King Charles has expressed thanks for his time with Princess Diana. Despite their struggles, their marriage was full of love, laughter, and connection that he cherishes. He said Princess Diana contributed a unique and bright spirit to his life, illuminating even the darkest areas of royal life. He admires her warmth, spontaneity, and profound empathy, which he often struggled to grasp or reciprocate throughout their time together. King Charles said Princess Diana's presence changed the monarchy's rigorous customs and made him view the world differently. He remembers how she easily connected with individuals from all backgrounds, soothing the sick, campaigning for the disenfranchised, or just brightening their day with a smile. She was frequently admired for her capacity to make others feel noticed and cherished, which he now considers one of her best assets. He claims she taught him about compassion, human connection, and honesty in a conformist culture. He claims these teachings have shaped his leadership style. He admits that Princess Diana's memory has affected his view of public service and made him more sensitive to the concerns of his constituents. King Charles says Princess Diana had a major effect on him even though their marriage failed. Always appreciative, he says. Past regrets shape the present. King Charles has publicly apologized for his sins during his marriage to Princess Diana, which led to their breakup. His adultery was one of his worst mistakes, and he accepts full responsibility for the suffering they caused. He says his affair with Camilla Parker Bowles was a breach that broke Princess Diana's confidence and contributed to their divorce. He says that he did not realize how much he upset Princess Diana or how it would affect her emotionally. He regrets not being honest with himself and her about his emotions, admitting that it worsened their emotional distance. Besides adultery, King Charles has lamented his failure to assist Princess Diana. He confesses to being aloof, emotionally guarded, and unable to give her the comfort she needed. He remembers when she sought comfort and sympathy, but he retreated into his own frustrations and obligations. He now regrets expecting Princess Diana to adjust to his lifestyle rather than meeting her halfway. He says he wishes he had been more patient-sensitive and eager to resolve their issues rather than let them fester. These admissions show King Charles's desire to accept responsibility for his marriage's difficulties. Instead of shifting responsibility or justifying his behavior, he candidly discusses his faults and their repercussions. His statements are poignant reminders that even great people regret mistakes and that genuine progress comes from addressing them. Love loss and legacy. Lessons. Monarch Charles has said that Princess Diana's death changed his view of family relationships and his duties as a parent and monarch. He says losing her helped him realize how fragile life is and how important it is to cherish those we love. He acknowledges that before her death, he frequently put royal duties ahead of personal connections. Her loss led him to reassess his priorities and prioritize being with his boys and making them feel loved and cherished. King Charles learned a lot from Princess Diana's death about emotional honesty and communication. He said that his inability to convey his thoughts throughout their marriage contributed to their emotional estrangement. After her death, he recognized that his unwillingness to be vulnerable with her had hindered them from solving their problems. His connections, especially with his grandkids, have changed since this epiphany. He has tried to be more emotionally accessible to his family, making them feel heard, understood, and supported in ways he regrets not doing for Princess Diana. King Charles has also stressed personal and public legacy. He recognizes Princess Diana's global significance beyond her royal status and honors her legacy by supporting her charities. He has used her life and death to define his leadership via charity, mental health advocacy, and protecting his family from public scrutiny. He feels he is performing a personal obligation and ensuring her legacy inspires future generations. Painful memories never leave. King Charles has stated that Princess Diana's death has never left him, and some memories plague him. One of his favorite memories is walking behind her coffin during her burial procession with their kids, Prince William and Prince Harry. He called that day one of the worst of his life since he was mourning the death of his children's mother and saw his boys' anguish. One of his most terrible memories is seeing them suffer so deeply and knowing he could do nothing to help. King Charles has talked about his quiet personal struggles outside the funeral's public spectacle. In the days following her death, he replayed talks in his head, thinking about what he wanted to say to her. He has apologized for not telling her how much he loved her courage, her ability to connect with others, and their love in their last years together. He thinks these unheard comments have become part of his mourning, a reminder that time had taken away the chance to express his appreciation. After 2 decades, King Charles still feels sorry about these recollections. He frequently thinks about the times, discussions, and future they might have had. He regrets that those opportunities were lost forever, even if time passes. Commitment to growth and redemption. King Charles has said that one of his main aims as king is to make up for his past sins by molding the present and future to reflect his lessons. He knows he can't reverse the hurt he caused or alter Princess Diana's sad death, but he wants to honor her legacy by being a better parent, leader, and public person. He has shown this dedication to progress in recent years, notably in his support of Princess Diana's charities. He has actively promoted mental health awareness, homelessness help, and humanitarian initiatives, recognizing Princess Diana's influence. He thinks this effort will preserve her memory and inspire future generations with her kindness. In addition to his philanthropic work, King Charles has tried to restore his connection with his sons, notably Prince Harry, realizing that Princess Diana's death caused emotional estrangement. He wants to repair trust and develop family relationships, but mending takes time and work. He has made himself more emotionally open to his children and grandkids to prevent them from going through what he and his sons did. Since becoming king, he has been more personable, stressing empathy, understanding, and connection with the populace. He has advocated for modernizing the monarchy to be more inclusive and caring like Princess Diana. By taking these steps, King Charles hopes to lead with tradition and historical teachings. Opportunity, misses, and regrets. The failure to mend his friendship with Princess Diana is one of King Charles's greatest regrets. He admits there were many times in their marriage when he might have been more understanding, patient, or present. He regrets not listening to her worries, providing the emotional support she needed, and working through their disagreements rather than letting them become insurmountable. At times, he might have reached out to her and chosen connection over distance, but he didn't. He now regrets these squandered opportunities, since he believes time has erased any opportunity of fixing what was damaged. King Charles has regretted their divorce, saying he wishes they could have rebuilt a better relationship for his kids. He thought they might have overcome their marital problems and formed a more amicable union to co-parent their children with respect and support. He believed that despite their broken marriage, they might find common ground and work together to love and protect their boys. Fate denied them the chance. Princess Diana's abrupt and terrible death dashed these dreams, leaving King Charles grieving. His remorse will last his whole life, he adds. He must bear the weight of knowing they never reconciled, had the discussions they needed, or found the serenity they both wanted. He often ponders the potential outcomes if they had listened to each other, prioritized understanding over bitterness, and given their relationship another chance. He says that these memories will always haunt him, reminding him of their love and the future they never had. Regret, growth, and reflection. Legacy King Charles's admissions concerning Princess Diana's life and death have shown his emotional challenges as a public figure. His willingness to apologize, accept responsibility, and show regret has changed the story of his relationship with Princess Diana. Although it was difficult, King Charles's admissions demonstrate his progress and determination to learn from past mistakes. By admitting his mistakes, King Charles has humanized himself in a manner that many may not have anticipated from a monarch. The public's perspective was greatly affected by these findings. Compared to Princess Diana's warmth and accessibility, King Charles was generally depicted as cold, stiff, and emotionally repressed. His open confessions have shown a more complicated and wounded guy who has struggled with remorse loss and his choices for decades. His willingness to face these feelings has helped the public perceive him in a new light, one that respects his previous anguish and celebrates his growth and redemption. King Charles and the people, especially those who loved Princess Diana, may reconcile because of this change in view. These admissions raise serious concerns about responsibility and the monarchy's influence on its members' lives. King Charles has accepted responsibility for his acts, but his thoughts also highlight royal pressures and expectations. His remarks remind us that underneath the titles and customs, royals are human beings who love, lose, and regret. Whether these disclosures will influence the public's image of King Charles is unknown, but they have clearly added a strong and emotional chapter to the royal family's saga. Thank you for watching the video. Please let us know your thoughts and goodbye for now.